It's August and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, news, games, and hotspots to go. All that and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow. Welcome to the August edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. We start thinking back to school once the calendar turns to August, but there's still time to get your summer reading logs in and earn those incentives. Our August Baton Rouge Local History series will have an education connection as well, as we hear from Press Robinson Sr. Our topic for Garden Discoveries is how to turn a plant into medicine. The August Business Forum features best-selling author Whitney Johnson with Grow Your Career and Your People. And our virtual author talk series includes sessions with Dr. Marcia Shadland, who's the Pulitzer Prize-winning author of Franchise, The Golden Arches in Black America, and then New York best-selling author Liz Moore, who'll discuss her new mystery, Long Bright River. Dr. Michelle Harper rounds out the series as she shares the life lessons learned as an emergency room doctor in The Beauty in Breaking. Our 5th annual Mid-City Microcon on August 6th and 7th will cover all the bases over a 2-day celebration of diverse and inclusive comics, creators, and fans. Features of this annual event include panels, workshops, the art and artist marketplace, and of course, cosplay. ebrpl.com/MCMC has all the details. We'll roll out the red carpet for the Novak Teen Film Festival, where our teen filmmakers who attended library workshops this summer will premiere their creations. It's all listed in the online calendar and included in this month's edition of The Source, available in print and online at ebrpl.com.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
Hey, all you news junkies, we've got something just for you. In addition to offering a full plate of local reporting, we're serving up national news too. It's time to find out more in the digital download.
We now offer unlimited access to the Wall Street Journal online. This includes access to the continuously updated website, as well as the e-version of the daily newspaper. To access the Wall Street Journal, patrons will log in with their library card through the digital library, then create a free account with the Wall Street Journal. You'll then have access for 3 days, and when that time is up, just go back through the library again to reactivate your 3-day access using your existing Wall Street Journal account. When you're logged in, you'll be able to access video content, podcasts, the Wall Street Journal magazine, and of course the unrivaled financial coverage. You can also share articles of interest, and recipients won't be blocked by a paywall. Don't forget, we also offer many other newspapers online from around the country and around the world through PressReader. We also offer the New York Times online. Visit the digital library at ebrpl.com to find out more.
Thanks, Andrew. Don't forget that we provide complete access to the Advocate and Times-Picayune's historical archive, and even Greek. All you need is that library card. Let's shift gears and see what's happening beyond the stacks.
We're excited to announce a new service to the community. It's called Wi-Fi to Go. The Wi-Fi hotspots that we are offering patrons to check out are individual hotspots at broadband speeds from T-Mobile, and you can connect up to 5 individual devices at a time. The idea behind the Wi-Fi to Go program is giving patrons the opportunity to have access to broadband internet wherever they are instead of just at the library. They can be checked out for 3 weeks and renewed up to 3 additional times, so that's a total of 12 weeks. The idea behind that is that if students are in an online course, they would have access to the internet for an entire semester. If someone is looking for a job, you're certainly not going to find a job in a day or a week. So we're trying to actually give them access for a reasonable amount of time to do what they need to do in order to get connected. You do have to be an adult to check out the hotspots because there is a form that you have to sign for responsibility. It is 1 hotspot per household, and just because it's an adult, that doesn't mean your child cannot connect to the hotspot. You can connect up to 5 devices at a time. These days, internet connection is actually more of a utility and not a luxury. So many forms are online now to apply for aid, jobs, your insurance company, filling out an application for your child to go to a summer program. Libraries have always been about access to content and information, so this is just another way of providing that. We have wonderful digital library resources, so that's one more thing that they can use this internet connectivity to access.
This new pilot program has already proven to be effective to help our patrons who lack access to this modern utility. In just the short time we've had them in the field, the hotspots have checked out hundreds of times. We've heard from patrons who use these hotspots to work from home, college kids who use the robust Wi-Fi to complete their summer coursework, and even families taking a road trip. But of course, you're still welcome to come in person to any of our 14 convenient locations to either use our own robust Wi-Fi with your device or hop on one of our PCs. Don't forget we offer mobile printing too. Stay right there. After the break, Darcy Rohrer joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library believes that free entertainment is good for us all. That's why we make ebooks and audiobooks available for free through the Libby app. Grant free access to unlimited streaming music and video through Freegal, Canopy, and IndieFlix. Get a library card. Get free entertainment at ebrpl.com/digital library.
You're watching the August edition of the Library Roadshow, everything you need to know about your local library system. Now, the library's been checking out Arduino kits, art, and telescopes for years, and you've just heard about circulating hotspots. Let's add circulating games to the Library of Things. Darcy Rohrer, one of our fabulous teen librarians, is here to share how we're making this dream a reality. Okay, Darcy, what is the scoop on this new pilot project of circulating games?
Yes, so we have just started circulating board games. They're available for checkout for teen, tween, and adult cards, and we are very excited about it.
So what kinds of games can people choose from?
So we started with a relatively small variety, but we wanted to make sure we're covering everything. So we've got strategy games, we've got family games, we've got party games, card games, all different kinds of games.
And silly games.
And silly games, absolutely.
Those are my favorite. and then there's also something that I'm calling the family activity kit. That's a little bit different from something you go to the store and buy.
Absolutely. So those are more like interactive, different kits of activities to do. Like outside activities, we have the jump ropes or balls that you can check out in a kit.
You know, things that we may have forgotten about.
Yes.
Once we came online and started doing everything digitally, you forget about things like hopscotch and jump rope and croquet and stuff. And who was our helper with that? Because we did not just go to the store and pick those up.
We absolutely didn't. This was a Girl Scout troop that reached out to us, and they wanted to do their silver project.
I love that.
And so they were interested in teen and tween outdoor activity kits.
Okay, and you know that's something that we've all been interested in since March of 2020 is if you are home together, let's communicate, let's be active, let's engage together, and let's go outside and do a little bit of that. And I like the fact that you can sneak a lot of learning in some of these games or a lot of skill. And stay out of that vegetative state. So where are the games located? Because this is a pilot project. They're not just everywhere.
Right. So we're starting out with the games just at the main library, just so we can kind of get everything figured out, really.
Right, because it's a little bit more involved than just checking out a book and bringing the book back, because you have to make sure all the little pieces are there. In Monopoly, you know, if you lost the top hat, oh my goodness. Of course, nowadays we could make fresh pieces with the 3D printer, couldn't
Exactly.
we? Or the laser, whatever. How long do you check out the game? Is it overnight or what?
So you get to keep it for a week,
Okay.
and then if you're really enjoying it, you can renew it up to 2 times for 2 more weeks.
So just like a book
Exactly.
there. But 1 week, that gives you time to plan. The grandkids are coming in, your kids are having a sleepover, you're having a
Exactly.
family reunion, and how many games can one person with one library card check out?
So 1 library card can check out up to 3 games, just
Okay.
so you get a good variety.
That's hours of activity.
Exactly.
Okay, and I like the fact that you've picked things for every possible age. You know, everything from those silliest games for the littles all the way up to really intense strategy games. So how do we find out more? I bet there's an info guide.
There is an info guide. So there is a games info guide on the library's website. You can
Okay.
also always call. We're happy to chat. And yeah, you can get all kinds of details.
Right. So they're here at the main library. Now, boxes, they usually come in boxes, but we're circulating them in nifty plastic bags,
Yes.
right?
So when you come to the library, you'll pick up a game box or bag in this case and bring it to one of the desks. And then we will give them a bag to take home so that everything's nicely organized. It's not as easy to damage because the boxes get banged up
Sure.
the best of times.
Sure.
But it has everything in there and a list of all the things in there, so
And
you know
how to
you've got
play
everything.
it.
Yes, all the instructions too.
And you know, at my house, that was something we always lost. So y'all have made sure that we're going to have access to those instructions forever,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
After the break, author Scott Rabelais plus book reviews from one of our younger library patrons. All that and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library believes that staying informed is good for us all. That's why we provide free access to the New York Times and other national newspapers online. Permit free access to niche magazines and articles through PressReader. Get a library card. Get informed at ebrpl.com/newspapers.
Welcome back to the August edition of the Library Roadshow. Scott Rabelais is a columnist at The Advocate here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Scott covers the sports beat and has done so for a very long time. Scott's career has put him up close and personal with the many collegiate athletes that we all remember watching. And Scott compiled those stories in his book, LSU by the Numbers. Scott Rabelais joins me now by phone to discuss this book, just in time for a new season. Scott, how did you get your start as an author of a book?
I started at The Advocate as a journalist. I've covered LSU most of my career. I started at the State Times, actually, our afternoon paper in 1989. Worked at The Advocate since 1991. Covered high schools, covered Southern University, but have covered LSU since 1992. So being an author, I've written 2 books and written parts of other books all about LSU sports. That's been an offshoot of my work as a sports writer and sports columnist for The Advocate over the years.
What is LSU by the Numbers about?
It's a look at just a slice of LSU football history, looking at each player, each number, and we thought, who's the best number 1? Who's the best number 10? Who's the best number 43? Who's the best number 65? And writing a little something about them. There's a bio in each one. And with this numbers where there are multiple players who are very good, we mentioned a little thing about them too. For example, number 7 was a very difficult number to pick. We picked Tyrann Mathieu as our number 7. But LSU's had 7 All-Americans wear number 7, including Patrick Peterson and Burt Jones and Leonard Fournette. It's a tough number to pick, but we picked just one. So hopefully it's just going to remind people something about these players, or maybe also hopefully tell them something that they didn't know about them.
What inspired you to compile this book?
this LSU by the Numbers list started as something that was just in the paper in our preseason LSU football guide back in 2006. And in 2020, when there were a lot of sports that weren't going on and we weren't sure what or if there was going to be a football season or what it was going to look like, we were looking for different projects to do. I said, well, it's been 14 years. We could revise this project in the paper. And they said, could it be a book? And I said, well, I suppose so. I was mainly concerned about finding enough photos of players for it, but we did find photos of all 99 players, plus a couple more, like Alex Box, who, of course, the LSU baseball stadium is named for, but he also played football for LSU and wore number 20. There's no picture of him wearing an LSU baseball jersey that is known to exist, but there is a photo of him wearing a number 20 football jersey running towards the camera that's in the book, which I was happy about. So between our photos of the Advocate and the Times-Picayune and LSU, and a friend of mine who took a lot of photos in the 70s of LSU football, we were able to get them all in there, and I'm happy about that.
Any thoughts or predictions on LSU's 2022 season?
Obviously, it's a very pivotal season for LSU. You got a new coach with Brian Kelly. LSU's only 11-12 since winning the national championship, so they're hoping to reclaim a lot of their win weight in the past. A lot of question marks. Don't know who the starting quarterback is going into the season. Will the running backs be better? What's the offensive line going to be like? What's the secondary going to be like? What's the linebacker core going to be like? They have to find 2 new kickers. So if they can answer those questions, there's still a lot of talent on the team. I think they can have a better year than they've had the last 2 years, maybe build back towards a better future for LSU. People need to be a little bit patient this year, though.
How can our viewers learn more about you and all your work?
All my stuff that I write about LSU football and other subjects is at theadvocate.com. And I've got a section under sports, and you pull down, and my name's got Rabelais is there. All my stuff is there. I'm on Twitter at Rabelais8. And the book LSU by the Numbers is available through the paper. If you called our main number of the paper 383-1111, we have some copies available there. I think you can get it on eBay still. Most of the copies sold, so I'm happy about that. Hopefully we'll have another printing at some point. But I don't think it's available through Pediment Publishing anymore, but there are some copies still available at our main office on Rieger Road. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Scott. We'll be bleeding purple and gold with you as we page through this collection. It's now time to check in with one of our younger library patrons to find out what they've been reading at the library.
My name is Ellis. I'm 7 years old, and one of my favorite books is The Duckling Gets a Cookie. Isn't Mo Willems silly?
He's crazy. Is that why you like him?
Yeah. I do not like the look of that title. The Duckling Gets a Cookie. Of course he doesn't. Hello. Squeak. May I have a cookie, please? Oh, thanks. Flap, flap, flip. Flap, flip, flap. Flappy, flip, flap. That's archery. My dad brings me to the library. When I come to the library, I want you to
Try again.
When I come to the library, I print on the computers.
Thanks, Ellis. Stay right there. You're watching the August edition of the Library Roadshow.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library System believes that knowing where you come from is good for us all. That's why we grant free access to genealogy resources available through Ancestry.com, make the vast historic resources of Heritage Quest available to you online. Get a library card. Get your family tree at ebrpl.com/genealogy.
You're watching the August edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Now, over the years, we've introduced you to classes and workshops for makers all over the library system and showcased the new maker spaces in our renovated Bluebonnet, Jones Creek, and Greenwell Springs Road Regional Branch libraries. The River Center branch offers a complete suite of maker spaces, including the new digital recording studio.
My name is Wesley Morgan. I am the Librarian 1 in Computer Services at the main branch, but I am one of the assistant runners of the makerspaces throughout the city. Today we're going to be doing an audio badging class. We finally have River Center's wonderful recording studio set and ready to go. So now that we have it, we're going to allow patrons to come in and get badged so they can finally start to use all the equipment we have. You are in the River Center recording studio. The studio encompasses 2 rooms, the control room, which we're in right now, and the recording booth that's in there right now. The recording booth is set up as a professional booth. It is very quiet. It's intended to give quality recording sound. The worst that you'll hear is the air conditioning in there. So our badging classes are designed to teach patrons how the equipment works. If the little lights on here aren't enough for you to kind of get what you need, you can press the view button over here that highlights red, and you'll see a little bar that pops up. What we want to do is make it as basic and as simple as possible for patrons so that they can come in here on their own, take a couple of knobs, get everything ready, and maybe record a podcast or record a song of their own, maybe do a small audiobook recording of something that they want to practice with, something that can allow them to come in here by themselves and record anything to their heart's content easily and hopefully without any staff intervention that has to walk them through. A patron should be able to come in, look at the knobs and go, I know how to run this. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at how loud they are. Are they maybe not close to the microphone enough? I can tell them, hey, you need to move closer to the microphone and then adjust it from there. Or I can completely cut them off if I need to. Our recording studio is, as you can see, these 2 spaces. We've got a recording booth in there that is very well padded so that people can actually have quality sound engineering and quality recording sound. Things that you would see in a typical recording studio. We've got our control room here in this room right now. We've got our wonderful 32 channel board. We've got a Mac computer that'll have various sound editing software on it, such as PreSonus Studio 1.5, Audacity, Pro Tools, things that anybody would be familiar with. We're trying to get it out there for them. All this does in here is control the speakers. This won't mess with anything on the software, and this won't mess with anything in their headphones. All it does is make it louder on our speakers. Maybe I'm having trouble hearing them or something. I can just push that fader up, and then I'll hear them okay. That won't change in their headphones. It won't change on the sound recording software. It'll only change here in the speakers. So you have 2 ways to get in. First off is the events programming calendar that is available on the EBRPL Library's website. All you have to do is go in, find the class for the date and the time, click on it, register for the class, boom, we'll get a notification saying that you're in. Or if you're not comfortable doing that, you can call the River Center Branch Library. One of our wonderful staff will help enter you in. You'll be set for the class. You'll show up. You'll work with me or my supervisor, Adam St. Pierre. And what we'll do is we'll talk you through the entire system that's here so that whenever you're ready, you can set up an appointment, come in, and record what you need to.
I'm so excited that this process to earn this particular badge is up and running. I'm especially glad to see that our patrons of all ages and backgrounds are excited too. When we first planned the digital recording and media studio years ago, we were just thinking about teens who were making movies and needing soundtracks, and then all the young people who were cutting demos. The word podcast was not part of our daily vocabulary, but that's why we've worked so hard in construction projects to make your libraries flexible for the future. Can't wait to see what's next.
So my father King tried and actually let me come to the surface today because he heard that there were some very nice little young humans today who wanted to learn all about the ocean. Do you guys want to learn about the ocean? Yeah! That's wonderful!
Hi, I'm Vanessa Lewis, the owner of the Petite Princess Company, and we are here today at the Goodwood Library to kick off the Oceans of Possibility Summer Reading Program.
Today is actually World Oceans Day, so it is perfect that we are here with Ariel, our friend from the ocean, to learn all about the creatures that she swims with.
The Little Mermaid ties into our summer reading program because our theme this year is Oceans of Possibilities. So anything that does with ocean or ocean creatures, anything with water, anything like that is our summer reading theme.
The manta ray flaps huge fishy wings and soars like a bird or a bat. The other fish stare and gasping ask, Now what in the ocean is that? Can we flap our arms like a manta ray? Very good, everyone.
We have different fairy tale characters. Today we are presenting The Little Mermaid, and she is going to be talking about ocean education, the sea creatures that she swims with. Today is actually National Oceans Day, so we're going to be promoting that as well.
Whale sharks have light spots and dark lines on their back, like my friend Dottie here.
Summer reading is a program we have for all ages here at the library. Basically, we want people to read during the summer, especially kids, so they don't lose that love and enjoyment of reading over the summer while they're out from school.
Do you use this for any other things?
I eat it with that.
You eat with this? Well, then that will get your hair all dirty, wouldn't it?
The kids are extremely excited, and we love that. We love the enthusiasm. It's not every day that you get to see a mermaid or a fish out of water, but they were very excited to see the Little Mermaid. They had tons of questions from how is she out of the water to where are her friends at, what are the sea creatures that she swims with. So we had a lot of excitement, and we love it.
It is delightful to see how excited they are to see the Little Mermaid in real life, because you see it in the movies, you don't think these things are going to actually happen, and then you come to the library and you actually get to see her. They're excited. So many kids in there are actually dressed like the Little Mermaid, so it's really fun to see how excited they get, because I wish when I was little I could have seen like Big Bird in real life, and I'm kind of jealous I get to see the Little Mermaid in real life.
I think we're going to get a lot of sign-ups for summer reading. I already see some kids walking around the library picking out books. Hopefully they're picking out some ocean education books.
The library's summer reading programs bring such a focus on the importance of reading to and with our children, and the need doesn't stop when summer's over. Our children's librarians are delighted to recommend wonderful picture books that you can share with your child at home. And we can sign your small fries up for 1,000 books before kindergarten as well. We can also get you dialed into our Press Start Ready Set Read program. August will be brought to you by the letter G and the color orange. Sign up for these free programs in the children's room of any of our 14 library locations. And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/EBRPL. Our patrons are always on the hunt for the next great read. So what was your perfect beach book or summer standout? How about a shelfie of you with that recommendation? That's facebook.com/EBRPL, and while you're there, enjoy. We're not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in September? We'll be hitting the books in earnest and prepping for the Maker Faire.
Tune into the show next month and I'll share another free resource from inside the digital library at ebrpl.com.
Tune in next month and I'll take you to a program at a branch near you.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.